in it.
Yes,
yes. It is seeing perfectly.
Don't go into it. You'll see very strange things take place.
Mm-hmm.
What is the... Is this possible? First. You understand? Because the brain and the functions mechanically. It wants security. Otherwise it can't function. If we hadn't security, we wouldn't be here sitting together.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have security, we can have a dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
The brain can only function in complete security. Whether that security it finds in a neurotic belief, or in a neurotic belief, all beliefs and all ideas are neurotic in that sense.
Yes.
So it finds it somewhere in accepting nationality is the highest form of the good. Success is the highest virtue.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. It finds belief, security there. Now, you are asking the mind, the brain, which has become mechanical, trained centuries, to see the other field which is not mechanical. Is there another field? I don't...
No.
You follow my question?
Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, that's what's so utterly devastating.
Is there... Wait. Is there another field? Now, unless the brain and the mind understands the whole field, understands the movement of knowledge. It is a movement.
It's a movement, yes.
It's not just static. You are adding, taking away, putting to, and so on. Unless it understands all that, it cannot possibly ask that other question.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when it does ask that question, what takes place? This is real meditation. You know?
This is, yes.
Which we'll go into another time. So, you see, that's what it means. One is always listening with knowledge. Seeing with knowledge.
This is the seeing through a glass darkly.
Darkly. Now, is there a listening out of silence? And that is attention. And that is not time binding. Because in that silence I don't want anything. It isn't I'm going to learn about myself. It isn't I'm going to be punished, rewarded. In that absolute silence I listen.
The wonder of the whole thing is that it isn't something that is done.
No.
This meditation in succession.
So when we talk about meditation, we'll have to go very deeply into that, because they have destroyed that word. These shoddy little men coming from India or anywhere, they have destroyed that thing.
I heard the other day about someone who was learning transcendental meditation.
Oh, you're learning. It sounds.
Of course. And they had to do it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Pay $35 or $100 to learn that.
Yeah.
And it's so sacrilegious.
But that is, 3 o'clock in the afternoon was Judgment Day. It was... If you didn't do it according to your schedule, then the world has obviously come to an end. But ostensibly you're doing it to get free of that. So do go ahead.
So you see, sir, that's what takes place. We began this morning about beauty.
Yes.
Then passion, then suffering, then action. action based on idea is inaction. It sounds monstrous, but there it is. And from that we said, what is seeing and what is hearing? The seeing and the listening has become mechanical. We never see anything new. Even the flower is never new, which has blossomed overnight. We say, yes, that's the rose, I've been expecting it, it has come out now, how beautiful. It's always from the known to the known. A movement in time, and therefore time binding, and therefore never free. And yet we're talking about freedom, you know, philosophy, the lectures on freedom and so on, so on, so on. And the communists call it a bourgeois thing, which it is. In that sense, when you limit it to knowledge, it is foolish to talk about freedom. But there is a freedom when you understand the whole the movement of knowledge. So you observe out of silence, and observe and act in the field of knowledge. So both together in harmony.
Seeing, then, is not scheduled.
No.
Yes, of course. Of course. What a... Yes. I was just thinking about the... I suppose you'd say a classical definition of freedom in terms of the career of knowledge would be that it is a property of action, a property or quality of action. For general uses, either word would do, property or quality. And it occurred to me, in the context of what we've been saying, what a horror that one could read that statement and not let it disclose itself to you.
Quite.
If it disclosed itself to you, you'd be up against it. You'd have to be serious. If you were a philosophy student and you read that and that thing began to operate in you, you'd say, I've got to get this settled before I go on. Maybe I'll never graduate. That's not important.
That's not important. Quite
right. Yes.
And I was thinking, in the West as well as in the East, you have to go to the factory or the office every day of your life. Get up at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Drive, walk, work. For 50 years, routine, and get kicked about, insulted, worship success, again repetition. And then occasionally talk about God if it is convenient, and so on and so on. That is a monstrous life. And that's what we are educating our children for.
That's the real living death.
And
yes.
Nobody says,
yes.
For God's sake, let's look at all this anew. Let's wipe our eyes clear of the past and look what we are doing. Give attention, care about what we are doing.
No, we have this question instead. What shall we do about it? Yes, that's the question. And then that becomes the next thing done that's added to the link.
Continuity of the past in a different form.
And the chain is endlessly linked.
Cause becoming the effect and the effect becoming the cause. So it's a very serious thing